What is good? What's going on, guys? I am back with another Keep It Real video. Now, for those that don't know, the Keep It Real series is just me doing a check-in with my actual subscribers and letting people know basically, like, no matter what you're going through, it has to pass no matter what. So the three topics I want to talk about during this Keep It Real video is how time does not stand still. That's one. Two is being ashamed of collecting. And then three is losing a loved one. Those are the three topics I want to speak on. Keep in mind, guys, no matter what you're going through, it has to pass, whether you want it to or not. And the reason that I say it has to pass is because time does not stop for absolutely nobody. So even if you're having a great time and you don't want the time to end, it's going to end. Even if you're having a horrible time and you want time to end, or you want to fast forward, and it's going to end. And for me, that's like the bittersweet thing about Father Time. It is like he waits for nobody. So when I'm having a great time, I sometimes I take a step back and I just think to myself, like, damn, like, this is going to be one that I'm going to want to remember. I was at PowerCon recently and I had such a great time at the Valaverse booth with Laser Pants and Vala, and I found myself a few times taking a step back and saying to myself, like, damn, like, this is not gonna last forever. You know, eventually we all gotta bite the dust at different times. So, you know, we might get put on another lockdown. So conventions might not even be a thing next year. Just so many different things, so many different contributing reasons as to why that specific moment I was thinking wasn't gonna last forever. But I was having such a good time. I did take a step back and I was like, damn, like, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that I'm even fortunate enough to be here. But like I said, that works for both ways, because when I'm going through some real shit and I'm having a horrible day or a horrible time or a miserable time, I also got to take a step back and realize, one, somebody else has it worse than me, and then two, this horrible time that I'm having, this isn't gonna last forever either. Because even my good times don't last forever. So no time technically gets to last forever. And then the second topic that I want to bring up is being ashamed of collecting. So just to start this off, I do want to give a special shout out to Statue Breaker. He said, just join the clan, and I gotta say I love your videos. I used to be self-conscious and slightly embarrassed that I still buy and collect action figures, but your content has helped show me that you can be an adult and still enjoy them. Keep doing what you love, and I look forward to seeing more of your content in the future. But first off, I just want to say shout out to Statue Breaker for giving me an amazing topic and subject to speak on that I'm sure we've all thought about, and I've thought about it multiple times. I don't know, man. The comment came in right in time for me for my Keep It Real video, so I was like, oh, this is perfect. But thank you for becoming a member, one. And this isn't a plug. I don't need anybody to become, you know, to join the channel and become members. Times are hard. Not everybody has that expendable income every month. It's $4.99. After YouTube takes their cut, though, I get like $3 and change. Those $3, it's a big deal for me. Like I said, this is not a plug. The Keep It Real series will never just be a members exclusive thing. The members just get access to talk about things more in depth, priority replies, and they just get different types of private live streams. But the Keep It Real series will always be a public video thing. But thank you, Statue Breaker, for becoming a member, because that $3 goes a long way. It helps me a lot, and I'm super appreciative for it. So the fact that so many of my clan members are willing to give me $3 a month, basically, man, that shit means the absolute world to me, and it motivates me to try to push out more and more. But this idea of being self-conscious and embarrassed of collecting, it might not be something that I faced personally, but I've seen so many of my good friends have to deal with this and like face it, and it sucks, man. Like it bothers me so much that it's even a thing, like being embarrassed of collecting. And it's like, bro, like, when you meet the person that's your person, of course they might poke fun at you, and that's totally fine. That's fun. Yo, my girls collect action figures, and they can still make fun of me at times for the type of stuff I want to pick up, or that's totally fine, right? But if you have people that literally will look at you different or judge you or feel some type of way about you collecting action figures, guys, before you feel some type of way about collecting action figures, make sure that the person that's making you feel some type of way, make sure they have all their shit together. You know what I'm saying? Because what I notice is a lot of these people that are so quick to judge others, their life is horrible. Their decisions are horrible. And if they look in the mirror, they will quickly realize, hey, I shouldn't be talking shit at all. I shouldn't be making no comments at all about this adult who's bothering nobody by collecting and enjoying some damn action figures. But you know, a lot of people, there's no accountability. They don't self-reflect. So they just pass judgment and they say certain things to you at certain times. And it affects you and they don't even realize how it affected you. But they still did it. And that sucks. That 100% sucks. But I would say to all my collectors, like, just brush that shit off. Brush that shit off. There's no reason for you to be self-conscious and embarrassed, and no reason at all. Because if this is what my vice is, I think I have a pretty healthy vice compared to some other people. Like, if this is what my addiction is, or this is what my hobby is, of course, let's make sure we get the bills paid before we buy action figures, right? But on the flip side of that, we could be doing much worse. Spending your money on temporary highs like women, drugs, substances. You could be blowing money on all that stuff. So like I said, if this is what I'm choosing to spend my money on, I really don't think it's much of an issue. Not to mention, I have dated some immature girls at times, but I had to spend time with them to realize they was immature, guys. Like, but while I was with them, any of them that did judge me, I would just brush it off and not care. It was only more evidence to me that maybe this is not my person. Because when I did meet my person, I didn't face judgment from them. Sure, jokes is fine. We joke on each other all the time. That's totally fine. But I mean the real judgment. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like the women really feeling some type of way because their husband collects action figures or their partner collects action figures. That real judgment, that's not, to me, at least to me, in my opinion, that's really not a great partner to have or whatever, because even they should realize, hey, would I rather him be in the house messing around with some action figures, or would I rather him be in a club messing around with some girls? Like, there's always gonna be something comparative that could be in a place of an action figure. And both my partners are really happy that they don't have to worry about me doing dumb shit outside of the house. They're really happy to know, hey, he's in a room messing with his action figures right now, not entertaining other people, not entertaining another potential relationship partner, not entertaining or cheating or doing nothing like that. He's literally messing around with his action figures. That makes them really happy. But because I bring masculinity to the equation and they bring femininity to the equation, of course, it can be funny at times who they view as so masculine is so happy over a tiny little piece of plastic. It's funny because it's so unexpected. You know what I'm saying? It's so outside of the norm. And I understand that. That's cool. And it's like, I'm not bothering nobody posing these action figures. But guys, don't worry about judgment or embarrassment. The right people won't make you feel that way. Whether it's a friend, a spouse, it doesn't matter who it is. They won't make you feel that way. Now, I'm not saying if they joke on you, they're horrible, get rid of them. That's not what I'm saying at all. All jokes are fun. You guys got it. We got to have tough skin. Jokes are jokes, especially because this isn't a norm, guys. But I'm talking about the real judgment here. Like, if you really have to worry about facing real judgment or if collecting is a real negative in your relationship with whoever that person is, chances are they're just not for you, to be honest. Because there's not a lot of negatives here. There's not a lot of negatives to collecting. There's a lot of negatives to going to the clubs, going to the casinos, drugs, alcohol, women, and there's a lot of negatives to. And when I say women, I don't mean just being in a relationship with a girl. Obviously, I mean like sex workers and stuff like that. There's tons more toxic ways to be blowing money than to be excited over an action figure at Target that's on sale. With that being said, guys, don't even worry about the judgment, because half the time the people judging you, they don't even have their shit together. They absolutely do not have their shit together. And my thing is, why would I focus on being more like them? I thought life's journey was to be more like yourself, to figure out who you are. So shout out to Statue Breaker for the great content recommendation, basically, when he said that, and he was vulnerable enough to say, you know, being self-conscious and embarrassed. And I think I was there maybe when I was a teenager or whatever, but I just quickly said, you know what? I don't care. I don't care what other people think. And because there's always going to be someone that doesn't like who I am or doesn't like what I do. You're always going to have critics no matter what road you go down, right, guys? So just go down the road that's going to make you the most happy. If you're not hurting anybody, literally, if you're not hurting anybody, you know, my logic is, if you're not hurting nobody, there's no kids involved, and hey, have a good time. Have a good time. It doesn't matter what it is. Whether you want to dress up or do cosplay at conventions, it doesn't matter what it is. If you're not hurting nobody and, you know, you're being positive, and man, have a good time, man. Like, it's not worth stressing about it all. What I always say, life is short, right? Life is too damn short to be worried about how other people might feel about you participating in a hobby that's literally not bothering nobody. Fuck that. Don't even let it get to you. Brush it off. Keep being happy. We're all running out of time. And speaking of running out of time, I had a comment that just hit me different. Like, it hit me fucking different. Shout out to Duma 1975. And Duma left this on just one of my regular news videos. It wasn't a Keep It Real video. It's just one of my regular videos that I try to make entertaining for you guys. It said, thank you for another great video. Really enjoyed watching your videos with my wife who passed away 2 weeks ago. This video made me feel like she was watching it with me again. So thank you. That means the world to me, man, that you guys would sit back together and watch those videos. That is awesome, yo. Like, and I can't imagine what it's like to be in your circumstance or your situation. I try not to edit a lot on the Keep It Real videos, but like sometimes you guys just fuck me up. Sometimes you guys really mess me up, and I appreciate you, Duma, for making me have another moment of appreciation for what I do still have in my life that you currently don't anymore. And I can't imagine what it's like to be in your shoes. I don't want to imagine what it's like to have to be in your shoes and have to deal with how different your days are moving forward. And it doesn't mean I'm not making any assumptions. I'm not saying that your relationship was perfect. None of those things. But at the end of the day, this was obviously a person that you enjoyed being around. And now they're not around no more. So that's rough, man. And this is what I say. I always say things will pass. But when I say things will pass, it doesn't mean that the pain is ever going to leave or the hurt is ever going to leave. It's just you have to try to find a way to live with that pain. And, you know, and you keep your loved ones with you as long as you're here. So them being with you in memory and them, like, it's our job to keep them here by us still being here. So guys, don't ever think about self-deleting or taking that way out, because it's also a bad thing for your loved ones as well, whether they're here or not, because they live on through you. But goddamn, Duma, you definitely got me with this comment, man. You definitely got me with this one. And we live in a time where so many people do things for attention and they say things for attention. And I'm not saying that Duma did any of this for attention. Not at all. Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying, I think. But I'm sure there are going to be people out there like, oh, well, how do you know that person isn't lying? It doesn't matter if they are. Because what they're lying about publicly, somebody is hiding privately. Let me say that again. What they're lying about publicly, somebody is hiding privately. So even if someone is lying that, you know, I give a shout out to, or I speak on a subject or a comment that they brought up, it don't matter, because somebody that's not lying about it may need to hear these words as well. Somebody that's going through it and suffering in silence may need to hear these words as well. So it's like, Duma, man, I appreciate you sharing that with me. It's little things like that that mean the world to me, because it is a lot of work to edit these videos. Believe it or not, guys. Like, I know you hear content creators say all the time, hey, it's so much work, it's so much work. Well, look at what they do versus look at what I do. And I'm saying their stuff is a lot of work, so my stuff is a lot of work too. And when I get comments like this, it definitely helps. It definitely helps push me forward. But man, guys, like, this is what I'm talking about. It's like, you never know. People are going through real shit all the time, and like, no matter how bad your day is, somebody else has a worse day. It's not me trying to belittle or minimize my circumstance or your circumstance or anybody's circumstance. The facts are, it's a yes or no question. Is somebody else going through more pain today? Is somebody else having a worse day? The answer is yes. So about 1 billion people on this planet, yes, the answer is indefinitely yes. Somebody is going through worse. So a lot of the times what I do for myself when I'm having a really bad day is I have to check myself. You know what I'm saying? Because we can get pretty self-entitled. Our egos could kick in. We can act like, hey, this is the worst thing in the world. But check yourself, man, because somebody has it worse. Or your day could have been worse in a multitude of different ways. Once again, shout out to Duma, man. I appreciate you being vulnerable enough to write something like that in the comments. And thank you for giving me a reminder, making me check myself on my life and my situation and my circumstance. Not to mention, a lot of us are already fortunate enough to be enjoying a hobby that some people can't even afford to be in, period. They can't afford to buy a $30 Marvel Legends or $35 now at this point. They don't have the extra resources to do so. And that's why I say I appreciate my clan members. Some people can scoff at $3. I am not going to scoff at someone that works hard for their resources, that's willing to share them with me. The same way I will never sit here and judge someone because they can't afford to buy one action figure a month. And that's why I be on these companies' asses when they want to raise prices out of just greed and sheer stupidity. Because they're pushing people out of a hobby that actually make people happy. It's annoying, bro. It's so annoying. That's off topic, man. The last topic was just supposed to be about like just losing a loved one. And shout out to you, Duma, because obviously you lost someone recently that you valued a lot and you loved. And I can't imagine what that's like, man. I don't want to have to go through that. I want to go before, my partners go. I want to let them have to bury me. People feel the same way with their children. I think it's horrible when parents have to bury their kid. I don't want to have to bury some of my loved ones. I want them to have to bury me. So, Duma, credit to you. Just hang in there, man. Just hang in there and keep finding new things about life to try to appreciate, because you're still here keeping that person alive in your memories. But guys, this is why I said the Keep It Real series is rough, man. I try not to do no editings and no nothing like that. Keep It Real series is rough. I'm gonna do another Keep It Real series for my private members as well, because on YouTube, like my private members, I don't have to worry about those videos getting flagged or getting taken down if I curse too much or anything like that. I don't have to worry about none of it over there. Like, so I get to speak more freely when I'm over there, because the videos are not monetized at all. So YouTube has way less restrictions for those private videos versus these public ones. And I understand that. I understand the business. Public video can be seen by 10 times more people. I get that. But these Keep It Real videos, man, they hit different, guys. Like, but I hope that something that I said helped somebody out there, or gave you a new perspective on something, just something. And I hope everybody's having a good day, man, because as you guys see, like, shit can change at any moment. You could get a phone call that will change your entire life. You could get a phone call, or you could be somewhere and see something, and something can happen that will change the course of your entire life. And that can happen at any moment. So comment down below anything, and remember, in these Keep It Real videos, I don't block people on my regular videos. That's not bothering nobody. But if you come with any level of negativity on any of these Keep It Real videos, you get blocked from my channel as a whole forever. Like, no hesitation, no questions asked. If you're being negative to anybody in the comments that's being vulnerable to these videos, these spaces, it's not a place for judgment. It's just a place to support each other. So you either support someone or just stay quiet. Support someone or stay quiet, man. And hey, that's good too. But negativity or bashing someone or being hateful, get blocked automatically. Yo, I appreciate you guys, man, so much. I hope everybody's having a good day. And like I always say, life is short. Try to appreciate it more than you complain about it. Peace.
Find Peter Parker!
Running through the dark, trying to find the light. Nothing here is right, feeling dead inside.